honored to be joined by our next finalist for the Jaxon Smith-Njigba Award. Of course, that will be given to the Rockwall County Gameday Player of the Year, Mr. Brittan Snider. Brittan, thank you so much for joining.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. How you doing?
I'm good. Yes,
Yeah?
sir. Thank you.
So let's kind of jump into it. I'm going to throw up a graphic, that you have on there. So, some interesting stuff. You're one of 5 running backs in the history of Heath to rush over for 1,000 yards. You did it, with a MCL sprain that you suffered, at the beginning of the year. What I found interesting is just, how consistent you are with the work that you put in.
Yes, sir.
Not missing practices and things like that. How important was it for you to, just kind of show that leadership to the team?
I mean, being one of the seniors, we didn't have too many seniors on varsity this year. A lot of them, we had a lot of juniors too. So being the senior, I had to be there because, especially with all the young running backs we had, I had to show them this is what we do. You have to come to work every day to get the success you want.
And a lot of it, Heath has had their share of running backs that the past few years. So there's a lot of splitting time and things like that. And you were splitting time with a couple running backs, and you still managed to get 1,000 yards. Can you just talk about the camaraderie, understanding that, you've got a role and how you were able to, really produce?
I mean, it started back when I was a sophomore and I had to sit behind Zach and Preston and got my chances and took advantage of them when I could. And then even last year, sitting behind Zach and then splitting time with Mal as well, it really just helped me build it up to where I am and be able to get the experience from other players as well.
The work that goes into it on the field, and yet you're still able to maintain a 4.6, a 4.8 GPA. You're ranked in the top 8 to 13% of your class. That discipline that it takes to maintain those grades and be a productive player on the field. Where does that come from? Why academics so important?
I mean, it was instilled in me since I was young. Will's going to be on here later. I went to HCA when I was little, and it's real big academics there, even in football. So it's always been drilled in my head, you have to play. To play, you have to make good grades. And, I mean, as far as I've been able to keep A's, B's all throughout high school, it's just been an important part to me because without good grades, you never know when football is going to be done. So
100%. I know, one of the biggest honors that, can be given to you is team captain.
Yes, sir.
What did that mean to you to find, when you were going to be a captain?
It was really cool because, I mean, up until this point, I never really had a leadership role on the team. I still kind of sat behind because I had Zach and Josh and all the other seniors in front of me. So I kind of felt out of place for me to be able to go lead with them there. But since they were gone, I knew I had to step up, and it felt good to be able to get recognized with the team captain.
And not only that, first team all district, you get recognized for the work you put in.
Yes, sir.
Dave Campbell's Scholar Athlete of the Week. You're multiple weeks player of the game, through the Heath coaches and things like that.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you just a few things about this past year. What will you miss the most about, your high school career?
Ever since I was a freshman, being a team was really nice. All my friends are from football. I don't really have friends outside of football, so always being able to fall back onto that will always be nice.
And looking at this year, what are you most proud of?
I would have to say getting to 1,000 yards. It felt really good. I was so close last year, but wasn't able to get there. But this year it was nice to finally be able to break through.
You guys, the team, it was just a different year because of all the the players that moved on, and so you were really trying to figure out who you guys were. But what was your role in kind of saying, hey, we can do this? We're a team full of players. How are we going to move forward?
I mean, no matter what, we struggled finding our identity at first, but we knew since the whole time I've been at Heath, we've been a run the ball team. So I knew me, Mal, Dav, we all had to step up and be able to run the ball because we didn't have the receivers we had in the past.
Yeah, and run the ball. Y'all ran it well.
Yes, sir.
Y'all did really well. And you're right. I mean, the talent of running backs that you guys have had, and being able to gain those yards. I mean, that's a heck of accomplishment. Whether you knew it or not, you were leaving an impression, a fingerprint, on this team and on the underclassmen, right? The
Yes,
guys
sir.
that are coming up. What do you think, you left behind, or what do you hope that you had left behind?
I've always been kind of, even when I was younger, they'd use me as like the example of hard work, and I hope that's what people can come back and look at me as and say, this kid worked hard and he's what I want to work like.
Yeah, that was, that's what's sent to me, right? It's like, it's just one of those players that is like, hey, look what he's doing, right? Look things like that. And I want to ask you one question before I get to some questions from Jaxon. First of all, obviously, I'm happy to see your name come across,
Yes, sir.
for this award. But what does it mean to you to be a finalist, and what would it mean to win something like this? Obviously, Jaxon giving back to the community.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool, especially from like where I've came from, transferring into Heath my freshman year, then working my way up to varsity as a sophomore, and then waiting my time for the last couple of years, and then eventually be able to my senior year to go out there and prove what I've been able to do the whole time. It would be a really big honor because of all the trials and tribulation I've been through.
100%. And I think as this award grows and as we as the years move on, it's going to be one of those things where, man, I hope I'm a finalist.
Yes,
because it's going to be I know it's a big deal to you, and I know it's a big deal to me, but for a lot of people around the community, they're just really not sure yet. They're not what it is, but eventually it's going to be like, man, I was a finalist for that.
It's always been like you check the game after Twitter to see if Rockwall County Gameday posted you. So it's like it's going to become one of those type of things, I feel.
Yeah,
it's going to be really cool if I'm the first name on there.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think February 8th is when we'll come back here and we'll figure out. And I think that's going to be a really special night. It's going to be a fun night, and it's just another opportunity to celebrate, everything that you've accomplished and being named a finalist. Okay, couple of questions in from Jaxon. So, best football game you ever played in? Well, I'll tell you this, because he just said played. So it can be your best performance, and you can give me the one that was the best one you've ever been a part of.
Best one I've ever been a part of was I-30 Classic last year.
There's no doubt.
It's probably one of the – and I even had a chance to get in on it. I had 150 yards and a touchdown, I think.
Yeah.
So that was obviously really fun. It was really high pressure. But my favorite game that I've played personally has to be North Forney this year. Being able to go –
You're all over the place.
Be able to go 20 carries, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. It felt really nice.
Just rewinding to that I-30 Classic, if people don't know, it was triple overtime. It was the Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talks about, well, there wasn't any defense, and it was just fitting for a defensive play to end the game, off Lane's interception.
It was so fun.
But, looking back on that, I'm sure you stored those memories so you can tell stories.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Favorite home-cooked meal?
My mom makes like this Mexican kind of chicken casserole kind of thing. It's called King Ranch chicken. It's really good. It's really nice, like especially like right now it's cold outside. It'd be nice to have.
It's cold. I haven't eaten dinner. I'm just saying. So like I'm up here on Wednesday nights. If Mom ever wants to help me out, I'll be here. Netflix. Do you watch Netflix? Do you have a favorite series? If not Netflix, do you have a favorite show that you like to go to?
I really don't watch TV that much. To be
there
honest.
you go. I mean, you carry a 4.6, 4.8 GPA, and you play football. So I mean,
it's not really why. It's just I can't stick with shows. I don't know.
I can't either. My wife gets so mad at me because I start shows and I get into it, and
Yeah.
we have this date night where every night we're gonna watch, and then I was like, nah, go ahead, and she
Yeah.
gets really frustrated with me. So I get it. I get it. What about a video game? You a gamer?
Oh yeah, I play video games all the time.
What's your game on?
I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K right
Okay,
now.
all right, yeah. The NBA games, they were hard for me to get into, but I like I love Madden. I
Yeah.
love playing.
I play a lot of Madden too.
Yeah, a lot of Madden. So, hey, I really appreciate your time. And again, this was about bringing you up here, just congratulating and just kind of letting people know a little bit more
Yes,
about
sir.
you. What's next for you? Have you decided on anything? Are you still contemplating? Still out there?
With a lot of the stuff going on, recruiting's been hard right now.
Yeah.
So as of right now, unless something comes up in the next week or two, I'm probably just going to end up going and enjoying college, to be honest. But yeah, I think I've sat and thought about it for a long time, and I think if nothing else comes up, it's the best thing for me to do.
Well, it's God's plan, right? So I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where you can only put in the work and control what you can control. And I just, I know you're going to be successful, in whatever you do.
Yes,
so
sir.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. We vote on January 30th, and then you guys will all meet back here on February 8th, and we'll have a nice gift package for you, and we'll do a whole celebration, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So there he goes, Mr. Brittan Snider for Rockwall-Heath. He does it in the classroom, outside the classroom, on the football field, and he's just an example. And he's really one of those young men that make this community so great. So again, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing what's next for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have